Hey, Ethan,
Yes, Mr. Gage.
do you know a good place where I could find a pretty decent sized wood chipper?
A wood chipper?
Yeah.
No, I had no idea. You're throwing me off with this.
No, I'm just trying to find my ways out right now because the Packers Super Bowl hopes are over, man.
Oh yeah, y'all boys, we gonna talk about it in this show, but the
I was,
pack, a lot of teams, it's over. It's over after this week.
yeah, so that wood chipper is looking mighty fine right now. So if you guys know of a wood chipper that is about Gage size, let me know. But this is the AWR Recording Podcast, and we're not always doom and gloom over here. I am this week, and we'll get into why a little bit later. But I'm 007 Gage Sutton. My co-host, the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton, alongside me. His misery has extended beyond this point because his teams have already been eliminated.
No, they haven't. No, they
Yeah,
haven't.
they have. Who's your team now?
Broncos country. The
Let's
Falcons.
ride. Okay, you know what? I'll let you have it, bro. I'll let you have it. This is it's been a really weird year in the NFL, but a fun one. And just because I guess my team's out and Ethan just keeps finding new teams, it's not going to stop me from enjoying the rest of the football season because there's still a lot of great storylines. There's still a lot to talk about. But let's recap this last week, talk about our predictions for next week, and take a look at these playoff pictures. But before we do all that, make sure that you guys are hitting the subscribe button, following us on all of our socials. Those are going to be linked down below. And yeah, if you like the NFL content, make sure that you guys just tune in and share with a friend because we're getting into the thick of it, man. We're getting into the playoff run, the playoff push, and it's going to be an exciting time, man. Regardless of whether your team's in the dance or not, I think there are definitely a lot of storylines to talk about. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Our Week 15 recap. There are a lot of games that we could talk about here, but I think you know what game I'm going to talk about. So I'll let you take the lead here and bring up what game you would like to talk about from Week 15.
I mean, we're gonna get to your team in a minute, and I guess we can talk about my former team, man, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. It's been fun, man, riding with y'all this season. These past few seasons, man, I got to see a parade, which is awesome, man. Being a Pat Mahomes fan, seeing the Arrowhead Invitational, it was great. It's been great, man. But the Chiefs, for what is the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era, will not be making the playoffs this season. And Pat Mahomes is out for the year with, correct me if I'm wrong, an ACL injury that he had and the loss to the Chargers. So, yeah, it's just a rough end of the season for the Chiefs. Kind of dug themselves in a really deep hole early in the year with a few tough losses to the Chargers and to the Eagles. And then we thought, all right, holiday season, this is when they're going to have to make their push. And unfortunately, losing like how they did to the Cowboys and now to the Chargers again, the Chargers doing the double on them. And Pat Mahomes is out for the year. It all but certainly wraps it up for them. And yeah, the Chiefs, man, it's looking like it's going to have to be towards rebuilding time with them, with guys like Kelsey and Chris Jones. Who knows if they're going to be back for next season? Shit, we don't even know if Mahomes will play next season. I think he will. But it's about getting the right pieces around him for that because they were missing a lot of offensive pieces throughout the year as far as Worthy and Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown. None of them were really consistent. The run game was pretty much non-existent with Kareem Hunt and pardon me, who's the other runner? Isaiah Pacheco. Sorry, the name was slipping me. Isaiah Pacheco. So, and then the defense, right? The defense was all right at times, definitely bend but don't break, but they really lacked a pass rush. Yeah. And I think those areas of what's going to have to be addressed this offseason. But damn, man, my Chiefs, my former Chiefs, man, it's over. It's over.
It is over for the Chiefs. They're out of the playoff hunt now officially. Mahomes going down, obviously, with that ACL is just brutal. Yeah, man, it was just a rough season, and I think it's exciting for fans to see someone else other than the Chiefs in the playoffs and someone else than the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, right? But I don't know. To me, I've always felt that the Chiefs make things more interesting when Mahomes is doing his thing. Uh, and yeah, I want to see how they're going to get back to that because, like you said, they've got a lot of decisions to make this offseason regarding Travis Kelsey, Chris Jones, a lot of the older players on this roster, and figuring things out because, yeah, they did not look like themselves all of this year. And obviously, with Mahomes, you have to give this team at least a little bit of credit and a little bit of hope, regardless of who's on the roster. But at the end of the day, the rest of the team just wasn't good enough this year. And now we're going to watch Gardner Minshew play quarterback for the next couple of weeks, maybe the first couple of weeks of next season, too. So, yeah, hopefully Mahomes gets right, man. We're hoping that he gets back and can come back healthy next season. Which leads me to my game that I want to talk about, and that is the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. Because in that game, we saw another star player go down, and that is Packers star pass rusher Micah Parsons. Tore his ACL, and man, that was just a nightmare sequence for the Packers because, you're up on Denver in that game. You're showing that you can hang with the big dogs. You're playing really well. And then Christian Watson goes down. And Christian Watson had been doing a lot for the offense, and hopefully he's not like seriously hurt. I think they said that he should be back in a couple of weeks. But that was just a strike to the offense. And then you see the offensive lineman Zach Tom go down, and from there the Packers just start reeling. And then Micah Parsons went down, and that's where everything went downhill. I think the Packers kind of realized what it was. They knew what the injury was going to be. And you could see it the way they played the rest of the game. And I mean, shout out to Denver. I think Bo Nix played amazing. This might have been one of his best games as a starter.
He was hooping.
He was playing really great. But yeah, the Packers just looked like a completely different team after Micah got hurt. And, rightfully so. They were just shocked and emotional about losing someone of that caliber, but they're going to have to regroup, get it together because they're still in the playoffs. They've got a 90% chance of making it with 3 winnable games the rest of the schedule. So I'm interested to see what the Packers are going to do. Obviously, this does lower their chances of winning a Super Bowl, if not completely cuts them out because it's just of how dominant Micah Parsons is. But yeah, and as for Denver, bro, I don't know about you. And I mean, obviously, you picked Denver as your new team. The Broncos, rightfully so, man. They look really good right now. And I think they could make a push in the Super Bowl standings conversation, because this defense is legit. It is one of the best defenses I've seen in my lifetime. And Bo Nix is making it work right now. I don't know how that will translate into the playoffs, but right now, he's making the plays to keep them winning. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC. And it just seems like every time they've needed him to make plays, he's made them on the biggest stage. So shout out to Bo Nix. Shout out to the Broncos. Good win this week. And prayers up for all the players that got seriously injured this week. I know those 2 guys weren't the only ones. We saw Devontae Adams leave his game last week with a hamstring injury. I might be missing a few too, but
yeah, Devontae Smith did get hurt. But I think they said it was more so like a strain, if anything. The Rams, they look really, really good. I don't know. There's a bunch of news coming out with Puka, so that Rams team, man, they're gonna have to make sure they don't shoot themselves in the foot towards the end of the season. They gotta kind of relax. They all but surely have the NFC West wrapped up.
I wouldn't say that. They have a tough game this week because actually, as we record this, they play tonight. They play against
Seattle. Yeah, them in Seattle, I think they've been the 2 best teams in the NFC this season. I mean, the Lions are right there. The Eagles, not really been too consistent, especially the second half of the season. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. We're going to talk about that matchup here on NFL Picks later. But, yeah, that'll be our recap for now. Let's take a quick look at our NFL Picks record so far. As we put them on the screen right now, with about 3 weeks left in the season, it is pretty close. Gage, you are in the lead with 128 wins and 65 losses, and I'm right behind you with 124 wins and 69 losses. So all
Okay.
it's gonna take is one bad week, and we back in this motherfucker. We right back in this. So we shall see. We shall see.
All right. Well, it's been a weird couple of weeks. I want to recap this week 15 lineup because I picked Tampa over Atlanta, which
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you probably did too.
I
Um,
did.
Tampa
I don't know how
losing,
they choked that game, bro. They choked it.
unbelievable. One of my losses again this week was picking the Giants over Washington, which I think that was a crapshoot either way. But New York kept it close. Um, this one is the most disappointing, bro. And I feel like we talk about this team every week. It's the Carolina Panthers losing to the Saints when they had a chance to bag the division, first place, and basically control their destiny the rest of the way. Instead, they lose to the Saints, and someone from that division has to make it. So it could still be the Panthers, but they're just so up and down, man. They come off a great win the week before against the Rams, and now after a bye week, you come out to play New Orleans for a chance to win the division, and you just
You
shit
do
the
that,
bed.
you lay an egg. Yeah.
It's rough, man. Like it's hard to defend this team. When I like Bryce Young, I like a lot of the pieces that they have. I even like Dave Canales as their coach, but um, they gotta be more consistent, man. It's been
I wish you. Well, I think, pardon me, they're improving a lot from when they were last year. I mean,
for sure.
sitting at 7-7, middle of the pack team. Yeah, they had a battle loss to the Saints. Tyler Shug is playing really, really good the past 2 weeks. But I mean, this is what a young team does. Bryce Young is having a little bit every year. You're seeing how he's reacting now when having weapons like Rico Dowdle and Ted McMillan, who's honestly the favorite, as well as the Emeka Ibuka started the season. He's probably the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's been absolute a stud this season for them. But I'm with you, right? Maybe show a little bit more consistency. Man, I'm so mad about my Browns getting blown out by the Bears. Man, the Bears are a good team. I'm just still pissed off from the week before about the coaching malpractice that Kevin Stefanski did to Shador. That was outrageous, Gage. That was outrageous. I get it, right? They're playing the Titans, but honestly, that's as close to throwing a game as you can do it.
And did you see this week? Like, apparently he played like the whole first quarter with like the wrong play call sheet in his wristband. Like,
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski, you can't even hide it anymore, bro. You're trying to
No, you
sabotage this
can't.
man's career.
You can't, man. I'm glad they kind of cleared it up and basically was like, oh, Shador is just going to start the rest of the year. I think he should. But Stefanski will not be coaching this team next year.
Nah, I don't think so. Especially when you paid Jerry Judy to basically give that ball to the defender for that interception at the
Oh,
end of
God. Judy's been having, like, he's so – talk about inconsistent. Judy is one of them. He is one of them.
Well, the other ones I missed, obviously, were Green Bay over Denver. We talked about that game already. I had Dallas over Minnesota, which that was kind of shocking to see JJ McCarthy have the success he did in Dallas. And I don't know why I did this, but I picked Miami over Pittsburgh. And that was obviously wrong too. So not my best week, but
still over that's 500. Not bad. Like I said, it's only one game this week that did better than you. The Cowboys and Vikings game was an interesting one to say the least. That Cowboys defense, don't get me wrong, I think Quentin Williams and DeMarion Overshawn has helped them. But if I'm Dallas, man, those two first picks, you got to go linebacker and corner next in this draft. Immediately. Because you're probably going to franchise tag Pickens. So the offense is set. But, yeah, that defense is bad, man. And I don't know, that pick might start to look good these next couple weeks. The way that the Packers without Micah, it's going to be something.
I wouldn't be sure. I wouldn't be too.
I don't think it's going to be like, I don't think y'all going to drop off a cliff. But I think this firmly, my personal opinion, I think it's going to take y'all out of that pick 26 to 32 range.
That's fair.
I definitely think it's going to be our early 20s picks, in my personal opinion.
Well, so the games this week will have a lot to do with it because if the Packers win the division, they stay as the 2 or 3 seed in the conference. That might be a possibility. But that all comes down to the last couple of weeks of the season, including week 16. And for week 16, we got to make our predictions. But before we get into our predictions, let's just like kind of take a look at what the playoffs are looking like as of right now, as we record this.
You got it
Oh,
pulled up? I got it right here. Either one.
oh yeah, yeah. You got to take over the AFC, and I'll do the NFC.
Gotcha. So AFC playoff picture at the moment. You already know who it is. My Denver Broncos, 1 seed, at 10-2, looking pretty good. They got all but have the division wrapped up. It would take like us, I should say. It should take us losing a few games to give it to the Chargers. Let me see. And then over at the 2 seed, we've got the New England Patriots coming off a tough loss to the Buffalo Bills where they were up 21-0. They were up 21-0 and they just collapsed. The Bills got it done. They split the season series with them, but the Patriots all but surely have the division locked up. I mean, only 1 game ahead of the Bills, but we'll see. At the 3 seed, we got the Jacksonville Jags, man. Trevor Lawrence is coming off a really good performance this past week where he threw for 5 touchdown passes against the Jets. But 5 touchdown passes is 5 touchdown passes. He also does not have an interception in about 4 weeks since
4 weeks.
Since the Cardinals where he had 3. But doing around their schedule has been a little cupcake the last 4 weeks, playing the Colts, playing the Jets, playing the Titans and the Cardinals. But I mean, 5 touchdowns and no interceptions against any NFL team is great. So they're sitting at the 3 seed, and then the 4 seed, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Ravens season is very much cooked. The Bengals season is very much cooked. They got it wrapped up. It looks like they're going to be Mike Tomlin's going to get out of that purgatory of he's going to keep his 500 record and not go in there and make the playoffs, which makes me sick. And then the Bills are sitting at the 6th seed, probably going to stay right there. And if the playoffs ended today, they'd be playing the Jags in the first round, which I think would be a lit game. And then the Chargers are sitting at the 5 seed.
All right.
10-4, and the Texans are at 9-5, with the Colts being 8-6 and the Ravens being 7-7. Ravens would basically need to win out. The Colts pretty much just need to win 2 more games, and they got it done.
Yeah, I'm not counting Baltimore out. I think Baltimore can still sneak in if Pittsburgh slips up here in the next coming weeks. But Baltimore has to win out, like you said. Indianapolis is getting Anthony Richardson back this week, possibly, is what I heard. I don't know if that changes much for them. I know the defense played great last week against Seattle, but let's see if they can keep themselves in the conversation. But I like the way the Texans are playing, and personally, if I'm a team in the AFC, that's the one team I don't want to see in the playoffs. Houston.
That's a top 2, top 3 defense in football, the way they're playing.
And their offense is figuring things out too, man. This is not a team to be taken lightly because, yeah, they started the season rough. I think 0-3 to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, they've gone on a tear. Defensively, they have made quarterbacks just so scared, so pressured. There's just no time for them to throw because the pass rush is crazy. And the secondary with Stingley, Petrie, it's just stacked, man. They've got a lot of talent on that team. And if I'm New England, losing that game to Buffalo is tough because that means you might have to see a team like Houston in the first round. And I don't know about you, man. I like what the Patriots are doing, but I think that Houston matchup is one that they do not want to see.
Yeah, that defense is going to have – I know Drake May's been playing elite this season. I get it, right? I get the hype. He's looked great. But that Houston defense is making quarterbacks look – the superstars like Josh Allen look average.
Yep.
So, I'm with you. That's if I'm the Patriots, maybe I lose another game, get the Jags that spot. But then again, do you want to play the Bills again?
Yeah, it's like pick your poison. Would you rather play Super Josh Allen or the Houston Texans defense? I don't know. I guess that's something you have to figure out. The seeding situation is going to be pretty interesting, but like we said, AFC is pretty much locked up. Only 2 teams that are really fighting for positions now. All right. Well, in the NFC right now, we've got the LA Rams as the 1 seed. They've clinched the playoffs and sit at an 11-3 record. Same record as the Seattle Seahawks, who are the 5 seed, and they play tonight to see who will take over the 1 seed in the NFC. That'll be really fun. At the 2 seed, this is a huge surprise. The Chicago Bears at 10-4. Obviously, they've gone on a big run. Besides that loss to Green Bay, they've been playing a lot better. And yeah, now this week they get a chance to avenge that loss against Green Bay. Philly is number 3. Obviously, they've had an up and down season, but still in firm control of that division. Tampa Bay is at 4, like we talked about with the Panthers, who are still in the playoff run at the 9 seed right now. They're still fighting for the division winner of that NFC South. And finally, as the 6 and 7 seed, we've got the San Francisco 49ers, who, despite all of their injuries and all of the bullshit that's happened to their season, including Brandon Ayuk walking out on the team, the 49ers have found ways to win games. And I don't know if it's a fluke because they've been playing a bunch of cupcakes, or if this is actually a team that you should be worried about in the playoffs. I guess we'll have to see. And then Green Bay at 7. Like I said, their season's kind of up in the air right now without Micah Parsons, but they sit in a pretty good position to still make the playoffs even without Micah at 9-4. The only teams still with a chance are Detroit at 8-6, who are still right there. They need to win out and hope that Green Bay or San Francisco falls out. And then Carolina obviously can still win their division. And Dallas, I don't know how. Dallas still has a chance, I guess. But I think they need to win out.
Yeah, basically they need to win out, and the Eagles need to lose out.
Yeah.
For it to mean anything.
Very slim chance that the Cowboys make the playoffs. But yeah, so that's the NFC playoff picture. Still a lot of movement to be made in terms of the seeding, I'd say. And, some teams that still have some hope. But with that being said, I think we should get into our predictions for this week. And we should start with our Thursday night football. It's going to be a great game. The LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle on Amazon Prime. Who you like and why you like them?
Ooh, this is going to be a great matchup, like you said, for the 1 seed and for the division. It's shaping up to be. Now, me personally, I think the Rams, that injury to Devontae Adams, I don't think he's playing this week. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's more of like a week-to-week thing with him. I know they said they're hopeful that he plays today, but if anything, I think it's definitely going to be under limited snaps. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on that Rams defense to try to slow down JSN, because I don't know if they want to shoot out, even though Devontae Adams has been great this season. They're playing, correct me if I'm wrong, they're playing in LA, right?
No, they're playing in Seattle.
They're playing, that's going to be rough. And when the earlier matchup in the season against the Seahawks, I'm going to go Seahawks, man. I think they do it. I think this is a bad week for the Rams.
Very bad. Okay.
But you probably heard Ian in the background.
I hear Ian. Ian's our resident Seahawks fan, so glad to hear him supporting his team. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to pick against Ian's team this week. I'm taking the Rams. I like Seattle. I like what they've done all season, but that game last week against the Colts is kind of concerning.
They were caca against the Colts.
They only won because of 6 Jason Myers field goals. So I would like to see Seattle jump back into looking like a elite offense like they were earlier in the season. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do that against the Rams. I think the Rams are a very solid team defensively. And yeah, I think even with missing Devontae Adams, you've still got Blake Corum's been running really great for them. And obviously Puka and Matt Stafford are game changers. So I'll take the Rams taking a win on the road.
Good pick.
All right, next we've got 2 Saturday night games. First, we'll start with the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Washington Commanders.
That was a divisional rival. The Commanders always get up to play the Eagles, but I think the Eagles probably settle themselves a little bit. They're playing in Washington too. Jaden Daniels is out for the year. If Jaden Daniels was playing, I'd maybe pick them. I'm going to say Eagles. I think they wrap up the division this week. against them. But I would not be surprised if they won, if the Commanders won.
Yeah, obviously a division game. The Commanders have, probably some bragging rights that they want to have over the Eagles in winning this matchup. But I'll take Philly. They had a good bounce back last week. Granted, is an easy game, but this one might be an easy one too. But you need those easy wins at this point in the season to win you the division and stay in playoff contention. So, all right, next, this is another big one, man. Saturday night, the Green Bay Packers visiting the Chicago Bears, and like we said, the Bears with the chance to get revenge for the last loss they took in Lambeau 2 weeks ago. How we feeling about this matchup? Obviously, Packers playing without Michael Parsons now.
I think that's the big key too. Without Michael Parsons, man, I would have gave it to the Packers kind of easily. Y'all always seem to have the Bears number, but if I'm the Bears, man, this is the chance to do it. You tired of being little bro. You're tired of all the noise. I think you have to know Michael Parsons this week. I think you have to do it. I think this is the game you need to win. Hopefully, give you the division. I'm gonna go with the Bears, man. I'm gonna ride with the Bears.
I know I shouldn't, but I'm taking Green Bay. And I've said what I said about Chicago in the past. Like I still think they played cupcakes. I think they played us really well. And I think they're a lot better team than they were last year. But I still feel like Caleb is missing something. I still feel like he's just a little bit inaccurate for my liking. So for me, I'm taking the Packers. I think they know the reality of the situation. They know Mike is not going to be here. I don't think that's going to stop Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur from wanting to win this game and continue to give themselves a better chance at winning a playoff game. Again, it's all going to be really hard without Micah Parsons, but this is the start of it. And injuries happen to all teams every week. You have to find a way to push through them, especially when you're in the playoff push like this. I'll take Green Bay taking a win on the road.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those games where we look back on on our NFL picks, like, all right, this is the game that either got me to catch up or for you to pull away.
Yep. It's gonna be interesting to see how these games play out. But all right, so Sunday, we will open our kickoffs in the morning with Buffalo visiting Cleveland. I know we're feeling pretty good about Shador, but you taking Cleveland here?
Am I taking Cleveland here? Fuck no, I'm not taking Cleveland. There's coaching malpractice going on at the moment with that organization, and I don't believe it's gonna. I don't think it's going nowhere no time soon for the moment. So I am gonna go with the Buffalo Bills.
Fair. Okay. I will take the Buffalo Bills as well. I don't think there's much else to say. Cleveland is very bad, and as much as we want to see Shador succeed, this might not be the week. All right, next we've got Minnesota Vikings and JJ McCarthy coming off that big win in Dallas, heading to New York to play the Giants. And I like the Vikings here, but
I like it.
I was gonna say, keep this in mind. The Giants always find a way to win a game and get themselves out of the number one pick. It's happened for years. Is this the game that they lose? I don't think so. I'm taking Minnesota.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go Minnesota as well, but you make a really good point. And we might need to have a conversation about Jackson Dart, because 5 concussion protocols in one season is kind of OD. It's kind of OD.
Jaden Daniels calling him Gumby. That's Jackson Dart out there, bro. He's just
bro. 5 is crazy.
Yeah, he's getting
5 is crazy, and he's only played 10 games, 11 games.
Yeah, it's rough out there for the Giants. They're gonna have to figure something out. Obviously, Malik Neighbors and Cam Scadaboo both go down with season-ending injuries, so they're hoping to get those guys back next season. But these are the games for the Giants. Again, we should encourage tanking. Actually, in this case, the Giants, dude, just hold on to that number one pick. It's okay to lose. This is a great year to have the number one pick too, because someone is going to get desperate and trade up to get Fernando Mendoza or one of the quarterbacks who, in my opinion, probably aren't that great if I had to guess. But
I'm not mad at you.
the Giants are going to giant, so we'll see what happens here. I'll take Minnesota though. All right, Ethan, the next game we've got is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visiting the Carolina Panthers. And again, as we've stated, this is a big game in the NFC South because the winner of this game basically controls their destiny for their playoff spot. Carolina coming off that tough loss last week, as well as Tampa coming off a tough loss. Where are you leaning? Because both of these teams have been very hot and cold.
In Carolina, I know the Bucs are kicking themselves last week for the way they performed. Talk about a team that's played hot and cold throughout the year. Both these teams sitting at 7-7. They're playing in Charlotte. Man, I'm riding with the Panthers. I'm gonna ride with the Panthers, man. I think they're gonna pull away. I really think so. I think whoever wins this game wins the division.
Yeah. They do play each other again after. This is tough because these are the games where I would pick the Panthers like you, E. But they have not they've not pulled through when I picked them. So I kind of want to do reverse psychology here and pick Tampa so that Carolina can win. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm taking Tampa. I would like to see Carolina win this game and win the division, but all right. So we've both got the Panthers in week 16. Next up, we've got the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Houston Texans. I'm taking the Texans. I don't think we need to talk about this one too much.
I'm right there with you. I think that Texas defense is going to still move, and the Raiders are a bottom 2 team in the football. So,
yeah, they're rough. All right, next we've got the New England Patriots after a tough loss to Buffalo last week, visiting the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be a good game. I think Baltimore still doesn't look like the team that we've expected them to be, but I don't count them out yet, especially as long as they have Lamar Jackson. The defense has been playing a lot better. I don't know. This is going to be a pretty good game, E. What do you think?
I want to pick the Ravens. I really do. I'm just not too sold on the Patriots, even though they have played extremely well this season. I just think Lamar is just out of sync, man. I really think so. I think the injury is obviously still hindering him. And I think the Ravens offense, too. I mean, Zay Flowers played all right last week, but I don't know. It just feels like everyone's out of sorts, right? And I don't see them fixing it with 3 games left in the year. What you are now is kind of what you are. I'm gonna pick the Patriots.
Okay. See, I think this is one of the games that the Ravens obviously need to win if they want to even have a chance. I think the Ravens realize that it's go time. I'm taking Baltimore as my upset of the week. I know New England's has been amazing, has been one of the top teams to play, but I like the way the Ravens have looked the last couple of weeks on defense. I think they'll give Drake May a little bit of problems. I mean, yeah, I'm basically just banking on the last hope that Lamar can save this team and that they can still sneak in by winning that division. So yeah, I'll take the Ravens this week. I just realized I jumped out of order. That was our Sunday Night Football.
You all good. I was gonna let you ride.
Yeah, hey, we'll jump around. Those are the games that were, I guess, like at the top of my ESPN page. So, all right, we'll just keep scrolling down, man. Some of these are a little less high impact, high stakes. Like, for example, the New York Jets versus the New Orleans Saints. This is more for draft position than anything.
No, it really is. I think with that game, I mean, Saints have been putting good games together back to back, and I think they're gonna get 3 in a row. Give me the Saints.
Yeah, I like the Saints here too. Tyler Shuck's been playing really good last couple of weeks. All right, next we've got Gardner Minshew and the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Tennessee Titans. Am I crazy to say that Tennessee might win this game?
You're not. You're really not. especially because we don't know how Gardner Minshew is going to look and how this Chiefs offense is going to look. But then again, the Titans are really bad. But
Yeah.
they're playing at home. They have 2 wins, man. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
This is a hard game to pick. I'm going to go first. I'm going to pick with the Chiefs, man. I'm going to stick with them. I think Minshew gets a dub this week.
Yeah, I think that's the safe pick. I think I'm going to go with Kansas City. I'm taking a lot of risks earlier on in the schedule. So
Actually, I'm going to switch. I'm going to go to the Titans because I got to catch up to you.
oh, shit. Okay, you're taking the Titans?
I'm going to take Titans, man. This is a game I need.
All right.
Especially
cool.
I'm not a Chiefs fan no more, so.
All right, well, I'll take your former team. Another one of your former teams in action this week is the Dallas Cowboys. They are taking on the Chargers in Jerry World, 12 o'clock kickoff. I'm going with the Chargers here. I think the Cowboys season is pretty much cooked. And losing to JJ McCarthy last week was just the dagger in it all.
No, you're right. And they kind of made JJ McCarthy look like John Elway. And I have no doubt, even with one arm, Justin Herbert, they're probably going to make him look the same too. The defense is just so bad. The defense is so bad. I expect it to be competitive, obviously, especially with guys like George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb on the other side, who, funny enough, both of them are on track to finish with like 1,100 yards. And you consider that with CeeDee missing like 4 or 5 games, which is crazy to me. He's at what, like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's at like 940 yards or 840 yards, something like that. Something that he'll definitely hit by, 976 yards. He's going to finish the year with he's going to finish the year with 1,000 yards again. But
yeah, it's crazy because this has been an off year for CD too. So,
yeah.
But yeah, they'll put up numbers offensively, I think, but I don't think that matters much. I'll take the Chargers. Next, we've got the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Miami Dolphins. Both of these teams out of playoff contention, basically. The Dolphins made a quarterback change. No Tua for the Dolphins. Instead, it will be Quinn Ewers at quarterback for the Dolphins.
I did see that. Effectively, what I think is going to end Tua's career as a Dolphin unless they don't trade him this offseason.
Well, the problem is his albatross of a contract. He's getting paid $50 million a year, and you're kind of in a Kirk Cousins situation where you can keep him to be your backup for $50 million, or you can pay him that money and let him go play for another team. It's like you really don't have a lot of options. I don't think there are going to be teams that want to trade for Tua, but I guess this offseason we'll give us some answers, and we'll see what happens with Mike McDaniel's job too, because I think this could be a big game in determining whether he stays in town or loses his job. Because Cincy is definitely a team that we're going to see a lot of change from, especially with all the Joe Burrow stuff that's been happening this week, all the comments he's been making in the media. That's why this game is kind of tough for me to pick, man. I don't know how I feel about the Bengals, especially after just that horrible loss to Baltimore last week.
They played bad, and they beat them 2 weeks before.
Yeah. I think I'll take the Dolphins. They're playing at home. Quinn Ewers is probably going to at least play a little bit better than what Tua did play like last week, the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins. I don't really know.
I'm gonna go Bengals. I just don't know what we're gonna see for Quinn Ewers, man. I really don't. I don't know if he'll be able to put up numbers on the board. And the Dolphins defense is all right, but yeah, it don't move me like that. So I'm gonna go Bengals.
Yeah, Dolphins also released Matthew Judon. That didn't work out for them
at all.
All right, next up, 3:00 kickoff. This is a big game in the AFC. Jacksonville visiting the Denver Broncos. And both of these teams are 10-plus win teams. Jacksonville has been on a little bit of a run the last couple of weeks. Obviously, Denver has been great. I think they've won 10 straight, if I'm not mistaken, or 9 straight, something like that. Who do you like, E? I'm assuming you're Broncos.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos only for the fact of like that defense, man. I think they're really gonna force Trevor Lawrence into some turnovers, and I think Bo Nix is gonna do what he does best and take care of the football. And I think they're gonna execute in the red zone, man. I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Yeah, I like the Broncos here too. I've been excited about what Jacksonville's doing, but like you said, the Denver defense is elite and they're playing at home. I think these are the games they win. I'd like to be proved wrong by Trevor Lawrence, and I'd like to see him ball out against an elite defense, take care of the football, and win this game. But I think that's just asking a lot against this team. So yeah, I'll take the Broncos. Next, we've got the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Arizona Cardinals. 3:00 kickoff. This one's pretty easy for me. I'm taking the Falcons.
I'm taking the Falcons too. Big Kirko. I think the Falcons offense looks better than with Kirk Cousins than they did with Michael Penix. Yeah, I think they might have turned a corner at least a little bit and can make a late push for the division this week, these few weeks. And the Cardinals aren't that good, so I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
I think the Falcons are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, but I think for morale purposes, I think you're right. Like they could definitely just win this game and say like, "Hey, we were only like 2 games away from winning the division." Again, very low bar in the division where Carolina and Tampa are both 7-7, but hey, that's where we're at in the season. All right, next up, we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the Detroit Lions. Man, Detroit's been reeling the last couple of weeks, and they really need a win if they want to keep their season alive. Plus, the Pittsburgh Steelers need to lose a game so that we get closer to that 500 record. So I'll take Detroit this week.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I ain't mad at you for that. I'm going to match you. Give me Detroit.
Awesome. All right. And since we went a little bit out of order, we already went through our Sunday night game, but we could get to our other primetime game, and that is our Monday night matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Indianapolis Colts. Like I said, the Colts should have Anthony Richardson back this week, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could fact check that, but does that change anything for you? Would Phillip Rivers being a quarterback maybe make you feel different about this?
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, Rivers played all right. He did what he needed to do last week. They couldn't get the dub, but he wasn't awful. Against this Niners defense, unfortunately, I think it's going to look really rough, especially if he can't move around. I'm going to go with the Niners.
All right. I don't know, dude. You know what? You took a shot earlier. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. I'm taking the Colts to win this week with Anthony Richardson at quarterback.
Okay. Yeah. I ain't mad at you.
I'm expecting too much hopium, but I think Anthony Richardson might be able to come back and hoop a little bit, but we'll see.
That for sure we shall see.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our Week 16 predictions. It is going to be a fun week in the NFL and a lot of playoff implications in these games. So make sure you guys are following us. We will be posting again next week and posting clips from this episode throughout the week. So make sure you guys are following us on all of our socials, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And make sure you follow us on YouTube, subscribe, and like the video. Helps us out, goes a long way. It's a free way to support the channel.
Please. The more supporters we get, the more the fam gets bigger, man. The group chat gets bigger.
Hell yeah. It's exciting stuff, E. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to make some NFL picks with me, and excited to see how this season turns out.
Yes, sir. I love you, brother. And for those who are watching, appreciate y'all joining. You already know who it is. My partner double is Gage Sutton. I'm the young Rottweiler Ethan Hamilton, and we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.